Let's talk about one of the most baffling and honestly frustrating parts of dating. You have this incredible connection with someone. I mean, the conversation is just electric, sparks are flying, and you think, wow, this could actually be something real. And then, poof, it just goes cold. It disappears. And you're left completely confused. So let's get into it and figure out what is really going on here. I mean, come on, you've been there, right? You walk away from a date just buzzing with excitement, feeling so hopeful, maybe for the first time in a really long time. You're replaying all the best moments in your head, just waiting, for that next text to come through. And it's that feeling of intense mutual connection that's just captured so perfectly in this quote from a Vogue article. They say all the right things, right? They make you feel seen, they make you feel hopeful, they're pulling you in, talking about how great the connection is. But then the texts get shorter, the plans get way more vague, and then it's just complete radio silence. All that amazing momentum just vanishes into thin air, leaving you wondering, what on earth just happened? It's a pattern so common, it's basically a cliche at this point. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into the source material to really understand why that spark can just vanish and, way more importantly, how you can respond without losing your mind or, your self-respect. Okay, so the very first step is just recognizing what's actually going on, because sometimes our own hope can kind of blind us to the signs that are right there in front of us. So let's look at the clear, undeniable signals that someone's interest is starting to fade. The red flags are often way more obvious than we want to admit. According to research from marriage.com, the signs are pretty straightforward. The communication just drops off a cliff. Suddenly they're so busy and can't make future plans. When you're actually with them, they seem distracted, like they're a million miles away. Physical touch? Gone. And maybe the biggest one of all, they start casually dropping other people's names into conversation. These aren't just things in your head, they are very real signs of a shift. All right, so you see the signs, but the million-dollar question is, why? Why does someone go from being so into it, so enthusiastic, to so distant? Well, the reasons are actually a lot more complex than you might think. And what's really interesting is that it's rarely just one thing. It could be simple incompatibility. You have different life goals. Or maybe that initial chemistry just fizzled. It could totally be about their personal circumstances. Maybe they're still getting over a breakup. It might be what Vogue calls the culture of disposability, where there's so many options it's easy to just move on. Or, and this one kind of stings, it might have just been an ego boost for them. They just wanted to know that they could get you. And this is exactly why it's so crucial to remember this piece of advice from marriage.com. So much of the time, their disinterest has very little to do with you and everything to do with what's going on in their own life and in their own head. It is not a judgment on your value as a person. Okay, so now we get to the real heart of it, because understanding why they pulled away is one thing, but our reaction to it, well, that can accidentally make things so much worse. This is what we're calling the overinvestment trap. Seriously, think about it for a second. When you feel that space growing between you, what is your gut reaction? For so many of us, it's to lean in harder, right? To text more, to be more available, to try and fix whatever's wrong. We think we need to prove our value to win them back. And this leads to what the psychology site Mental Zune calls an investment imbalance. You start pouring in more and more time, more energy, more emotion, all while their investment is just dropping. And what's so counterintuitive is that this doesn't make you seem more valuable. It can actually make you seem less so. And this creates this just devastating feedback loop. So you sense them pulling away, and you ramp up your efforts to try and close that gap. But instead of seeing this as you caring, they start to see all that overinvestment as a lack of self-respect. It kind of signals that your self-worth is tied to their approval. And what happens next? They pull away even more. And here is the absolute core of the disconnect. Your intention is totally pure. You just want to show you care and fix what feels like it's breaking. But their perception? It's completely different. They just see it as neediness, as you desperately trying to earn their validation. So your actions, which were meant to rebuild the connection, end up having the exact opposite effect. Like Mental Zone puts it, when you try to buy their attention with more and more effort, you accidentally devalue the very thing you're offering, yourself. Okay, so that is the trap. How do you get out of it? Or even better, how do you avoid falling into it in the first place? Well,
This isn't about playing games. It's about totally rebalancing your own investment strategy.
The whole solution starts with a simple mindset shift, which is inspired by the Good Men Project. Start thinking of your attention as a valuable currency, right? You wouldn't throw money into a stock that gives you zero return, so why would you pour your time and energy where it's not being reciprocated? So here's a new playbook. It's really simple. First, match, don't chase. Just align your level of investment to theirs. If they text once a day, you text once a day. That's it. Second, diversify your attention. Especially in the very early stages, the Good Men Project suggests keeping your options open. It stops you from over-focusing on one person who hasn't really earned that kind of exclusivity yet. And third, and this is the most important one, invest in yourself. Pour all that extra energy back into your own life, your friends, your hobbies, your personal goals. See, ultimately, it's all about shifting your focus. As this quote from Mental Zizon just so powerfully states, when you move from trying to buy their approval to nurturing your own value, you break that entire cycle. That is how you reclaim your power. This reframes everything, doesn't it? Chasing after someone who's pulling away is focusing on the completely wrong goal. The real goal isn't to win somebody back. It's to find and to build a connection that is healthy, that is balanced, and that is mutual right from the very beginning. Because this is what it's all about. A real partnership is a place where that investment is mutual, where both people feel secure and valued and respected. It's not a game of chase, it's a team effort. So I'll leave you with this final question to really think about. The next time you feel that panic of someone pulling away, just ask yourself, what am I really after here? Am I just trying to win their approval to soothe my own ego? Or am I truly looking for a partner who will meet me halfway? The answer to that question is going to tell you everything you need to know about where to invest your energy next.